but then you're trying to figure out how to be who God tells you to be, and you don't know how that is, and you don't know how to function that way because you don't even know what that looks like, right? So driving all my nice cars, right? Today I drove my Ferrari and I got into so much of these cars. I've spent millions and millions of dollars on these cars. Don't get me wrong, I'm a car guy. I love the cars, but they were not just buying cars. They were replacing something that I didn't want to see. These things were soothing my flesh. So it was an escape. It was a place to run to where if I bought as many cars as I wanted and I modified them as much as I wanted, people would look at me and be impressed, right? And my ego and my pride would get puffed up, right? And again, presenting me an identity that is not who God wants me to be. Then my watches, right? I've got a lot of watches. And in our world, it's kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, right? Whoever has the most difficult watch to obtain, the watch that only you can get through a boutique, a Rolex or a Patek or a Richard Mille or an Audemars Piguet. You know, you can't just walk into those stores and buy a watch. Most of those watches are just for exhibit. But if you can get a relationship with these watch boutiques, you can get these specialized watches on the retail market that sometimes are 20, 30, 40% more expensive on the gray market. And when you wear a watch that most people can't get, it's a status symbol, puffing you up. And so what happens is those things wear out. I had an opportunity to buy a Lamborghini Revolto just last week. Purple, beautiful purple. The interior was completely white inside. And it's from my business partner who didn't want to take the car. Normally, what I would do is I'm on it. I'm buying that car. But you know what? It doesn't do anything for me anymore. Buying a car doesn't soothe my flesh anymore. It leaves me empty. Before, it filled me. It filled me with an identity that God is saying that's not you. And then watches now. Watches, they don't fill me. They don't fill me anymore. I still buy watches when a unique watch comes up and I take the opportunity to buy the watch, but it has to be very special for me now to move. I just don't buy whatever anymore because it doesn't fill me. Obviously, I'm not involved in any lustful behavior anymore because it doesn't fill me. So now you're left empty. And you know what's so unique is? If you want to do business with God and you want God in your business, you cannot do business with God without dying. That's the bottom line. You can't. You have to die. You have to die to all these things that are not who you are. Not to say you can't have the things. I have them. Believe me, I have them. But they don't have me anymore. And so because of that, I find myself in this space of dependence on God.